More coverage now on this story. Canada Post, of course, it would seem anyway, has been crippled by a trifecta of problems. Canadians aren't sending as much mail. Meantime, Canada Post dealing with a large workforce, high labor costs, and a looming pension crisis. So can this radical plan actually work? Turn things around, try to carve out a path forward? Let's go to Youri Chassin. He's an economist with the Montreal Economic Institute, a think tank based in the city. We should point out the Economic Institute has for years examined the problems facing Canada Post. Youri, great to get you on. Is this announcement surprising, or did you expect to hear this?
Well, it's not that surprising, since actually we know that Canada Post, after some good years, have been registering losses basically since 2011. So, and the projections are dire. As you said, the mail volumes are declining, and basically the changing is profound, is fundamental. Mail services are not an essential services anymore. So I think that it was anticipated, and obviously Canada Post had to do something before the losses would have been passed to the taxpayers through the government. So basically the need for change is clear. I think it's self-evident, and obviously every stakeholder recognizes. Now, what the change is needed, what kind of change, this is another question.
Yeah, we're going to show our viewers some of the 5-point plan here that Canada Post has come up with here as they kind of figure out a strategy moving forward. Let me ask you this. I mean, do you think these plan that they're talking about, the plan can actually work? Do you think it will help them stay above water?
It certainly steps in the right direction. Obviously, it's not that radical, because it keeps Canada Post within the framework of a Crown Corporation monopoly over letter mail. So basically, there is competition right now for parcels, for example, packages to be delivered. There's UPS, there's FedEx, and there's Purolator, the operator for Canada Post. So this is a segment of the market, but letter mail is still a monopoly. These changes, these initiatives might cut cost. Obviously, the monopoly allow them to raise the stamp price without losing much business. But the alternative is not a competitor. It's technology and emails. Basically, we've seen this trend, and it's going to keep forward.
Yeah, well, it's hard to fight technology in the future, of course. You heard from the NDP a lot of concern. You heard from the union as well involved here, a lot of concern. Do you think Canadians will accept these changes? Do they think they understand the challenges Canada Post is facing?
Well, I think they do. It's going to be, it's going to be a change in our daily routine. But then, if the alternative is to pay up to $1 billion to cover the losses of this Crown Corporation in 2020, as the conference board suggested, I think that these initiatives are the better way to go for. Obviously, we should consider also the opening up to competition of Canada Post. Basically, about all the market is competitive. It's just the letter mail that is not. It would be a great change. It's not what's been proposed today, but in Europe, for example, this year they all liberalized. So I think that this is where we should go in the end.
Yeah, I want to ask you just a little bit more about that, this idea of possible privatization. We saw the Royal Mail in the UK go down that road. There are a number of other countries in Europe, as you know, who have done that. Should that be on the table here? Should Canada Post consider privatizing itself?
Absolutely. As I said, it's not an essential service anymore. I think that Canadians realize that, and obviously there is a way to do things that might get the support of various stakeholders. For example, the Royal Mail privatization is giving through an employee share ownership program, is giving some shares to the employees to give them a stake, an interest in the betterment actually of financial performance. Basically, this is actually the thing to do. Maybe, for example, putting this on the pension plan fund to keep the pension plan afloat. This is a way to go to privatize without, antagonizing the unions, for example.
Youri, thank you so much for making time for us today. We really appreciate it. No doubt this discussion is going to continue in the months ahead as we move towards this plan. Thanks for making time for us, though, today. Youri Chassin with the Montreal Economic Institute.